wonderful sweet baby. So today we're going to be doing a review of Baddies Midwest Part 3. So the show pretty much started with the pickup of Rollie and DTB and, them going at it. I'm not going to lie, this round, Rollie did definitely do a little bit more than what she did before. Because at first, DTB had her tripping, fumbling, So Rollie did do a little bit more than what she was doing before. And after DTB had her pretty much out of breath and, exhausted, Rollie actually, broke it down to Diamond as to why she was upset and why she didn't want her talking about her son. After that, heart to heart and the girls pretty much being all on Rollie's side, then, Diamond and Rollie actually hugged it out and they were cool. And then Rollie actually even broke it down to Diamond and expressed to her that she feels like Diamond actually deserved the Baddies chain and Meatball didn't. And then she expressed to her how, she was Baddies MVP. So, of course she deserved that chain. After that, the girls are pretty much preparing for the new girls to come in. They were pretty much doing the new girls in waves, which showed you that it was definitely about to be some BS. And, the girls were all excited and happy to see the girls at first. So the first girls that came in was Bad Dolly, Ivori, and I believe Big Lex. And then after that, the next wave of girls came in. So with this first wave of girls coming in, the only issue that was pretty much had was between Jayla and Ivori. And then we had Ahna and Bad Dolly. So Bad Dolly's issue was pretty much that, Ahna, she ended up giving her ticket to somebody else and took her ticket away from her. And then, there, I guess, was back and forth through social media. And Ahna kind of quickly squashed it and was like, yeah, well, at the end of the day, I mean, you are here on the show, so it really didn't matter. And then after we had Jayla pretty much address the whole situation with Ivori and her laughing about something that she seen on Instagram Live. And Ivori was pretty much saying, yeah, she took offense to her laughing, but, nothing was really funny. And at the end of the day, they both in the same room together at the same time. So it really wasn't nothing to laugh about. And, Jayla, I'm not going to lie, in this moment, she did look a little bit baffled and scared. But she did handle that situation like a grown woman. And I just like how they both addressed it and moved forward. So then after, we get a few more girls to come in. So we get Pretty P, Summer, No Other, or whatever her name is. And then the girl, Emma, in the front. Once they come in, Summer already off the bat is like, I want Ahna. So, Ahna, she was just looking like, oh, okay, let me be nice, let me be cordial. But Summer pretty much ran up and she was ready. So pretty much after they get into it, Summerella's wig and all her tracks was on the floor. And I'm not going to lie, Ahna was pretty much bald too. But I feel like Ahna definitely got the best of Summer. And Summer still did not, be quiet. Like she wanted to just keep going round for round with Ahna. And it was just getting to a point to where it was like, girl, how many rounds are you going to go before, So they pretty much end up squashing it. And, Anna's like, girl, I'm tired of this. I'm not doing this no more. After that, we switch to another scene. The girls are now headed over to the house. So we pretty much have the new girls on one bus. And then we've got the original girls on the other bus along with the celebrity cast members. So in the mix of this, we switch back and forth to every scene, but I'm going to explain what happens on the newbie girl bus first. So pretty much on the entire time of this happening on the bus, Summer would not be quiet at all. She kept popping her stuff and was saying like, nobody can mess with me. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Nobody's going to check me. So then it pretty much became an all-time everybody gang up on Summer situation. And she still wouldn't be quiet after everybody was getting the best of her. So the first person that pressed her was Ivori because she was saying everybody can get it. And she pretty much did get it because Ivori pretty much did her big one. Then after that, she got into it with Emma that was sitting right next to her. And Emma was actually being really sweet. She was saying like she thought that it was, fake outrage and that she was being a little bit of a bully towards Ahna. And she was like, girl, wait a minute. Don't you dare buck up at me. And then that's when Summer was like, girl, what? And then that's when they went toe to toe. And once again, Summer got to hand it to her again. Emma did her big one. And here's what I didn't like. So in the midst of Summer and Emma getting into it, Ivori decides to jump in. So she pretty much decided to gang up on Summer when Emma was already getting the best of this girl. So this is already making me look at Ivori a little side-eyed. So then after that, it switches to the OG girls and the celebs. So pretty much, Ahna had pressed all the girls on the bus and was just kind of like she didn't like how the situation went yesterday when, Summer had pretty much went toe to toe with her. She was saying that when she was saying that she was tired and she didn't want to do that no more, the fact that nobody stood up for her, it was ridiculous. She was like she could understand why Taseki didn't really do much, but Taseki did actually jump in a little bit and was like, hey, back the F up to Summer. But she was looking over at Biggie for her to do something and for her to say something, and it was crickets. So she pretty much just expressed how she just thought that she was going to have a little bit more support from these girls, but didn't. When in the end, like, they're all supposed to be sticking together. So she pretty much pressed Biggie and was like, look, either you have my back from here on out, or it's going to be a problem between us. So then we switch back to the newbies bus, and Summer and Ivori are still going at it. That's when then Ivori decides to call out Big Lex, which was really random. But Big Lex was pretty much saying like she didn't have no issues, and if anybody wanted it, they could get it. At this moment, Pretty P, which is right here, the one with the glasses, she decides to sneak Big Lex while she's saying this. This kind of activated Big Lex and got her to be ready to get up off the bus because the bus was way too little, and she was ready to go toe to toe with all of them. It then goes back to the OG bus. They were all pretty much big upping Diamond for her, MVP. And then, they were saying that she's going to have her, new Baddies chain. And then they talked to Jayla about Ivori. And Jayla was pretty much saying like she knows that the issue's probably still going to be there, but, she's just going to keep her eyes open. So at this point, everybody is still on Summer and everybody is not letting up on her. So the girl right here with the pink wig, her name is Jasmine, and she ends up getting into it with Summer. At this point, things was getting too hot with Summer, so they actually had to kick her off the bus. So at this point, she was pretty much kicked off the bus, and then she was escorted to the house. So she was at the house all alone by herself, waiting on everybody else. So at this point, the newbies are at the house, and they are ready to square up with one another. So once they instantly get off the bus, Big Lex is ready for Ivori, and her and Ivori go toe to toe. Now, Big Lex had claimed that the reason that she had ketchup on the side of her face as well as on her nose is because of her nose ring. Now, child, I don't know how much, that's the truth, but that's what she said. So then after, that's when Summer comes out because she hears all the commotion, and she's pretty much saying how she's still running it, and she's ready to go toe to toe with the pink wig girl, which is Jasmine. And that's pretty much where the show ends off at. So here's my thoughts. When it comes down to the whole Rollie and DTB situation, I don't care what anybody says, I still feel like Rollie provoked DTB. She was pretty much having no storylines this season, and she needed a storyline. I feel like Rollie wanted to start with DTB in the first place, and this was pretty much her way of getting a little bit of action with DTB. It was out of just pure jealousy because she seen how, activated that DTB was. She was a fan favorite, and Rollie hasn't been fan favorite in I don't know how long. So this was just a small little attempt to get some exposure and to maintain relevancy because a lot of these girls get loved and left. Because DTB was right. She said that if you wouldn't have posted your son, then nobody would actually have anything to say about you and your son puff passing with each other. Which is true, because Rollie posted it. So, of course, with her being a public figure, people are going to say stuff. I'm not going to lie, right now, Summer is low-key getting on my nerves. She's really popping it at every single person. And I get it, she wants to, get that exposure. But it's low-key coming off kind of annoying. One thing I didn't like on the new girl bus, though, that kind of did make me kind of like Summer a little bit, though, is the fact that everybody was coming at her. And the fact that she still stayed 10 toes down and, was still running her mouth even after everybody was all up on her. But I do like how Emma pressed her, like, girl, wait a minute, don't come up at me, though. I could tell that I'm gonna probably like Emma. I could also tell that I'm probably gonna like Big Lex as well. I could tell I'm probably not gonna like Ivori because I just don't like how she's inserting herself into a lot of beefs. I could tell I'm not gonna like Pretty P either because I just don't like how she just snuck Big Lex without her knowing. And I can also tell that I'm not really gonna like Jazz too much, and I'm hoping that Summer actually does her big one with her. Next week is about to be crazy, y'all. So let's just see how everything unfolds next week. But that's my opinion. What's yours?